Good afternoon, students. So, we'll continue with constitutional design from civics. So, today's topic is why do we need a constitution? So, first we need to understand what conclusion we get from South Africa. What happened in South Africa? As you see, white people oppressed the black people and colored people there, right? But when these black people got the power, they did not did that kind of inequality with the white people. They actually did, both of them, white and black, they sat together and they formed the constitution so that there will be no inequality among the people over there, right? There will be no inequality in the form of racial inequality will not be there. So for that, these black people are set with the white people and both of them form the government constitution. That means the oppressor and the oppressed both set together to form the constitution. So this was a great example, right? This was a great example. So by that we can understand that how inequality is important, right? And how this was done in the South Africa. Okay, now the thing is, why do we need a constitution? So here you can understand. So if you see, why do we need rules for playing football? So why do we have rules for playing football? And what will happen if there will be no rules? So if there will be no rules while playing football, all of the player will do whatever they want. They can throw the ball by hand. They can do whatever they want, right? And everyone will do the things in different way, and they will prove themselves correct, right? And in that, what will happen? Lastly, there will be conflict and fight. There will be no result because everyone is doing whatever they want. There is no rule, so nothing is there to follow. Now if one is throwing the ball from hand and they are saying no, this is correct, right? Now others will fight, no, this is wrong. So like this, if you see, there will be conflict with no result if the things are done without rule. So that is why rules are made so that everyone can follow the same thing, right? Then only the people will able to coordinate with each other. So for that, there is rules in playing football, correct? The same way we need laws to run the country. If there will be no rule, everyone will do the things in their own way and there will be conflict and fight. The people will not able to coordinate with each other and live, Understood? So as you need the rules in playing any of the game, not only football, in cricket, in volleyball, in kabaddi, any game if you play, you have set of rules which you need to follow, and everyone is following the same rule. That is why the things go smoothly. So the same way we need laws for the constitution. Understood? Okay. Now, what is constitution? We all know that what is constitution, but still, what if we it is the definition, how to write that what is constitution? So, constitution is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people in the country. So if you see what is the definition of constitution, constitution is a set of written rules that are accepted by all people in the country. Okay. So these rules are same for everyone. Everyone has to follow the same rules. Understood? Okay. So we'll move ahead with the next topic. Next is, what does a constitution do? This is the next question. Okay. So first is, so here what is the statement? It generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for diverse groups to live. So this is the statement here. So basically what we saw in the South Africa, the people, all like oppressor and oppressed, both sat together and formed the constitution. So here what you say, the whites actually had trust on black now, right? If these black people got the power and they have used the power for their own benefit, and they have also oppressed the white as they did, so what will happen in that situation? So there, what you will see in that case, the trust will be not there, right? But the black people asked the white to sit together and make the constitution. So they have taken their opinion, they have given them the equal value. So in that case, if you see, there was a trust, right, in between the people. Okay. Now, as you see, if you take the example of India, India is a very diverse country, right? It is a very diverse land. In every aspect you will see the diversity, whether it is food habit, whether it is clothing, whether it is culture, whether it is tradition, music, dance. if, in every way you will find the diversity, right? So these diversity, because of this, the people, like every people is different from another one. Yes. So they have different opinions, right? Different way of doing things. So in that case, it is very important to have a constitution, have a set of rules, so that everyone can come on the come on one same agreement. Understood? Otherwise, every people will do the things as per their wish, and there will be conflict and fight, right? The coordination will be not there. So for that, in such a diverse country, you need a set of rules which everyone have to accept, correct? So like this, if you see, it actually helped the people, the constitution actually helped the people to coordinate with each other. Yes. So, if you see, it generates a degree of trust and coordination that is necessary for diverse groups to live. Okay. Now, next statement is, it specifies how the government will be constituted, who have power to take which decisions. Okay, so here what happens now? Constitution only tells you that who will do what thing. Like if you see government is there, but the absolute power is not there in one hand, right? Power is divided on the state level, on the central level. Power is divided. Now we have different ministers, right? Who are handling different things, right? Now one person cannot take decision for each and every sector. Like you have railways, you have foreign affairs, you have HRD, right? So like this, you have different departments, and for that only one person cannot take decision. So power cannot be in one hand absolutely. Okay. So power is divided. So what will happen if power is there in one hand? They can misuse the power, right? And at last it will be like dictatorship. If power is in one hand, it will be like dictatorship. The person will work for their own benefit, they will not work for the citizen. So like this, if you see, it is constitution which tells who is going to do what, right? Now how the power will be divided. So this instruction is there in the constitution. Now the person who is sitting with the power, they also have to follow the constitution. Understood? So they cannot do the things as per their own wish, right? So here if you see, constitution builds a degree of trust and coordination among the people. It also tells the government who will do what decision will be taken by whom, and how the power will be divided among the people, so that there will be no misuse. Understood? So here if you see, the constitution plays very uh, important role in the running of governing of country, right? Okay, now next is, now here if you see, the third statement is, it lays down limits on the powers of government and tells us the right of citizens. So as I told, if government will have, that means one person will have the absolute power, or one government will have absolute power, what will be done? They may misuse the power, right? They may not work for the citizen, they may be working for themselves, right? So will be no a democracy, then it will be like dictatorship. So to put limit on government, we have constitution, because the government also has to work as per the constitution, and all the rules laws has been mentioned in the constitution, who is going to take what decision, how the powers will be divided, like government cannot interfere in this. If government is doing this thing, there is judiciary who can ask the question, or people, if people are not satisfied, they can go to judiciary, right? Even then, if people are not satisfied with the current government, at least they can change the government after 5 years, right? So like this, the limit which has been imposed on the government, that is on the basis of constitution, right? Now also the constitution tells us the rights of citizens, because if citizens do not know what is their right, how will they raise their voice, how will they differentiate between right and wrong? Then they cannot put the limit on the government, right? So where is those, like you have the fundamental right of freedom, equality, you have a right to express yourself, right to speech. So those rights are given in the constitution. Constitution tells that you have, as a citizen, you have this fundamental right. You can ask the questions to the government. Okay. Now, if you see, as per the society, as per the need of the society, the constitution is built, right? Now, if you see today's constitution, it is not as same as it was done in the starting, right? In starting, the values and culture were different, and slowly and gradually with the time, the thinking of the people, the living style of the people is changing, right? The tradition and cultures are changing. So our constitution is also changing as per the need of the society. Yes. So if you see whatever is there in your society, the same thing reflects in the constitution of that country. Understood? Like I can give you one example, like marriage in the same gender. Marriage in the same gender is already legal in some of the countries because they have their culture and tradition in that way. Understood? So they have legal right of marrying the same gender. Okay. So like this, if you see uh, whatever is there in the society, okay, the constitution actually expresses the aspirations of the people, the way people work, the way people live, the way people think. The same thing reflects in the constitution of that country. Okay, that is why different countries have some different rules as per the need of their society. Understood? And like this, a good society can be formed. Okay, so these are the things which a constitution do for a country and how the constitution is important in a country. Understood? So thank you all for today, and we'll continue the chapter in next class. Thank you.